We're going to talk about mental toughness, why you need it, why it's important, and how it can serve you in this ever-changing world that we're dealing with. So it's a bit unconventional. You may think this doesn't apply to you, but I'm going to share with you a few different lessons about why you may and may not find this applicable. So who am I? My name is Jonathan Cohen. I am first and foremost a father of a beautiful, I think she's almost 11 months now, 11-month-old girl. I'm a husband, happily married. I'm a son and a brother. And I'm also the Associate General Counsel for a company called PMY Technologies and a business strategist as well. I manage a few different things within the company. I'm a former infantry combat commander. I served 2 years in the Israel Defense Force. I'm a JD MBA, and I also served 3 years as a criminal prosecutor in the Bronx District Attorney's Office, where I specialized in crimes dealing with domestic violence. I also have a background as a philanthropic endurance athlete. I'll share a bit about some of the projects that I've worked on, some of the causes that I've helped raise money for, and I also am a top 10% self-improvement podcaster. That one is just like that in my stomach. I very proudly feel saying that because I worked for it. It's called Inside the Inspired. And I'm also a keynote speaker on the topics of professional and personal development, specifically mental toughness. So I wasn't always this person. This is me. And he had a lot of ambition, but not nearly as much as all of you. And this kid I love very dearly. It took me a long time to learn to love him because he wasn't focused like I hear all of you. He wasn't dedicated to his future like I hear all of you. And this kid was diagnosed with learning disabilities. He had no self-awareness, no self-belief. He was desperate to fit in and was also barely admitted into college, but this kid didn't just grow up, he transformed. So how did I transform? Mental toughness. And mental toughness isn't only about fighting through your feelings, because these days it's all about mental health. And I'm not telling you to ignore that. I'm telling you to understand yourself a bit differently, because mental toughness isn't just, I'm going to grit my way through. It's a practice. And some of the benefits of mental toughness, especially in the age of AI, is adaptability, first and foremost. Your ability to have a situation happen and you can respond and navigate it effectively. Intrinsic motivation, meaning you're not operating from a place of reward. Understand process and patience, meaning you're not expecting things to happen overnight. You understand that there's an actual process, right? You're going to send out a cold email. You're not going to get an answer right away, right? And through mental toughness, you'll also recognize and be able to spot and capitalize on opportunity when it's in front of you, because you'll also have the skill set of building willpower, meaning doing things when you don't feel like doing things. And now you may be thinking mental toughness doesn't apply to me. Now, I thought the same thing because I was already mentally tough. And these topics are cliche and they're overrated. And what does this even have to do with AI? You have to understand these things about yourself, how you're going to build confidence, how you're going to learn how to love yourself, how you're going to learn how to believe in yourself, how you're going to learn to trust yourself, talk to yourself, and handle yourself when you don't want to and the circumstances are not favorable to you. Because that reality is coming no matter where you went to school, no matter what job you have, no matter what class you're speaking to, no matter what the situation is, it's coming. So why do you need mental toughness in this age of AI? So here, I'd like to introduce you to some of my friends and guests that have been on my podcast. We have Stephen Pressfield right here, who sold millions of copies of his book. I don't know if we have any Joe Rogan fans in the room, but Joe Rogan gifts his book, The War of Art, to almost every guest that comes on the podcast. But through all of this, I want you to take away that mental toughness is a key to creativity. It's your ability to navigate through all of the different conversations and elements that we were talking about earlier, where we're talking about self-love, self-belief, self-esteem, all of those wonderful things. Those are real things. Those are real tools that you have to cultivate on a daily basis, because if you're not practicing it, it'll evade you. When you're thinking about what you can give, it makes more room for stuff to come in. That can be money, time, favors, you name it. But when you open up your pocket to give, when you open up your time to give, it comes back. And mental toughness is the greatest asset that you can have in the battle against yourself, because it's about who you are when no one's watching. It's about questioning whether you're actually challenging yourself. It doesn't have to be physically. My medium is physically. I'm not telling anyone to go and train. That's something that works for me personally. It's wherever you can go and challenge yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions in order to grow. Because just like a muscle, which I find any kind of training is a great stimulus for life, if you're not stressing it, it's not going to change and grow. It just won't. And so I'm going to run through a framework that I came up with that helped me get to this stage that I hope I can offer you in order to help you propel yourself to the next stage a lot faster than I was able to. And so it starts with perspective. Self-awareness gives you clarity. And it starts with visualizing who you want to be. Who do you want to be? What do you want? Not just what you want to do, but the type of person that you want to be. Do you want to be the type of person that shows up and does things even when they don't feel like doing anything? Do you want to be the kind of person who doesn't hit snooze when your alarm rings at 5 a.m. and you got a meeting to attend to and you're pitching your startup idea? Are you the type of person who's able to do the workout or walk the walk? And the most important skill, if you get nothing else out of this entire time that I've been speaking, it's about presence. Everything in this world is taking our attention away from what matters, the present moment. Everything is about distraction. And so in the law, intention is defined as a conscious objective, meaning you knowingly know what you want to do, right? Someone shoots a gun, okay? It ricochets off a door versus deliberately harms the individual who is intended. There's a difference. Both people wanted to use the weapon. Both people had the same outcome, but the way it occurred, two different ways. There are different consequences for each. And so when you establish intention, when you have a conscious objective, when you know what you want, it helps you stay present. And presence leads to purpose. And then lastly, control. Control is about discipline. And what I have found to be the most effective way to build discipline is to name my sacrifices, meaning what am I going to have to give up in order to achieve the outcome I'm after? How are these skills going to help you in this age of AI? Well, I touched on this, and I really hope it's a key takeaway for all of you, is that you got to know who you are, because a lot of people don't. Even the people that make millions and billions of dollars that I've had the opportunity to shake hands with, they don't know who they are. And it's on a trajectory to be less than ever, because life is being made easier for us, which again means that we have to get stronger. And so I've mentioned adding value here a few times. I just want to iterate it once more because I think it's so important, because mental toughness in the age of AI, right? Noah was talking about it earlier. How are you going to be able to navigate conversations in a way that you could tap into the specific individual? How are you going to be emotionally intelligent enough to identify an opportunity when it's in front of you and seize it? Because you could identify the opportunity, you could know NVIDIA stock was great, but you didn't buy it, so who cares? Some people did. And then it's going to be about productivity versus shortcuts. How are you going to leverage these tools to help you accomplish more, instead of just say, oh, instead of writing that paper, I'll have ChatGPT do it, right? I'm sure you guys have heard that a million times. But if you can use these tools to help you ideate, iterate, and improve, then it becomes about improving your workflows versus taking the easy way out. And ultimately, the better the question, the better the answer. And I firmly believe in creating opportunity, that the better the question, the better the answer leads to creating opportunity and seizing opportunity. And so it comes down to what opportunity will you create for yourself. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I hope you got some value out of this. Thank you.